Welcome to The Chatter, your end of the week ear candy for what to eat, drink, see, and do in Richmond, Virginia, right damn now.
The Richmond experience is independently owned and created by locals, us, for locals, you. From recent openings and the latest trends to time-tested traditions and hidden gems, we're here to help you experience the very best that RVA has to offer.
Hi, I'm Paige, RVAX owner and chief marketing officer. I'm the face you see in front of the scenes on Instagram and TikTok, taking you to all the latest and greatest hotspots around town.
And I'm Kelsey, RVAX owner and editor-in-chief, working behind the scenes on your Wednesday and Thursday newsletters, the Weekly Insider and the Weekender, and City Guides.
Hey, Kels.
Hi, Paige. How are you?
Good, in the swing of things. We had book club last night. A
We
little
did.
sleepy.
Yeah, we're full-fledged hustle and bustle over here, definitely. But book club was a nice little way. I always love when we put that little, bow on the end of the year with our members. It's such a cute, fun, festive event.
Yeah, we always do a little book swap,
Right.
some charcuterie. We generally always meet at Sierra Vodka since they're all decked out for the holidays. So it was fun. It was nice. We had a good time.
Very cheery and cute. I feel like people are feeling very mad about the book selection, unfortunately, but that's okay. Things
Yeah.
to look forward to in the new year.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, you win some, you lose some.
Right. You
I
can't
mean,
like all the books.
No, it's fine. And honestly, like everybody said, it was just an easy read. We read Pineapple Street.
Yes.
If you are curious, the book club definitely gave it like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
So it was a low rating. But yeah, it was just it was a very easy read, but it lacked plot. So.
Right. Exactly. It's very character driven, which people weren't loving.
Yeah. Are you going to finish it?
I was thinking about that this morning because I was doing my, 2 times speed situation and couldn't make it all the way through, even with that tactic. And after everybody was giving their reviews, I was kind of thinking, like, is it even, should I? Is it a do not finish?
I mean, again, it has its moments, but
Right.
yeah.
But, I love an audiobook, just having it on in the background while you're catching up on things, especially around, this time when you got so many tasks you have to complete. So you know what? I think I will. I'll try to finish it while I'm getting my chores done.
That's what a few book clubbers said. They were like, well, I had it on while I was cleaning or cooking or doing yard work, and it was a nice little palate cleanser. So.
Exactly. So you know what? I'm inspired by that. I will go ahead and give it a finish. And I don't have to do 2 times speed now. I can listen to it at a normal rate.
Oh. But I saw you went to King's Dominion.
I did. To start the week, we did go ahead and try the Winterfest. And I have to tell you, it was super cute. I highly recommend for sure. It's $24, like as a starting price for general admission. If you don't already have like your season passes or you didn't want to add on any of the special like events that they include, for options too. It was nice, lit up. Cute little characters walking all around, and then some rides still available too. So it was cute.
Yeah. And is the whole park all decorated?
From what I could tell, we of course stayed mostly in like the kid-friendly section.
Sure,
but when we were walking around elsewhere, like quickly, it did seem like the whole thing is like decked out, like looking down like a ways, it seemed like lit up with like all kinds of different decorations and such. So I think like no matter where you are, you will see festive things, and it sort of just depends which rides they kept up and running. But
Sure.
It was definitely cute. They had shows up at the front too going on, both when we got there and when we were headed out. And I think my favorite little touch was the snow machines. It was so cute.
Yeah, that is cute.
I loved it so much. So I will say, like, I feel like tough competition between the Busch Gardens and Kings Dominion situations. They're both very good.
Yeah. And we are headed there on Sunday.
Right.
So.
I remembered you saying you're doing. So which visit is this going to be for you for this holiday season?
It's going to be second. And then next Sunday, we're going to go.
Right. Got to get your third in.
Yeah, have to.
Perfection. Okay, cute. Now I can't wait to look back and see, like, I'll look for your review again and then, like, compare. Maybe I need to get out to Busch Gardens again.
I mean, again, it's a fun little holiday activity. I think it's a little bit more expensive.
Right. I remember having a little bit pricier of a ticket point, but I don't know. I feel like stuff like that is nice.
Yeah, and that's the reason we have a season pass, because the parking is like $38, and it goes up every time we go, and I'm like, you have to park.
Yeah, right. That is something my husband commented on, that the parking at Kings Dominion is, your typical parking where it's like you go in there. I guess we had that included, I think, in our season pass,
I'm assuming.
right. But like even just getting from the parking lot to the park, I think is a little bit more seamless than what I've experienced at Busch Gardens. At least for when we went to Christmastown, we had to do the shuttle and all.
Yeah.
I don't think we went
I like the shuttle. I
Okay.
mean, they do have a walking path,
Okay.
but the shuttle, but I mean, usually when we go, the lines aren't too bad. So
Okay.
I think of it as a ride.
True. And I will
And
say,
I'm all excited. So
right, it's a journey there, like,
yeah.
fun journey there. I think if I'm thinking like kid wise, although my daughter really enjoyed the ride of it all too, like she found it very fun. And we only had one kid when we tried it. If I were trying it with two, I feel like I'd be a little bit more overwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, and there is a walking path now.
Right.
So,
Okay. So things
and
to think
that's
about.
new. Before you used to have to ride the shuttle. And so they put the walking path in, I think, last season.
Oh, okay. So maybe I wasn't there for the walking path of it all.
And I mean, it's probably a quarter of a mile. So
Okay.
it's a commitment.
Yeah, right. Things to think about, but both
Yeah.
very good festive options. Now we've gotten the lay of the land for each of them, and I think like I'd recommend either one.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, any other holiday plans you have on your docket for this coming weekend, Paige?
This evening, we're doing a Tacky Light tour with RVA Brew Crew.
Oh, okay. So cute. And so that's
Yeah.
the type where it's like you all huddle and cuddle into a bus and like go around the neighborhood.
Yeah. And I mean, I booked it like back in, I think, early October.
Okay. So
Like
you've
you
been
have to
ready.
be, yeah, I'm assuming most of the private stuff like Tuk Tuk, Discover Richmond, RVA Brew Crew, I'm assuming most of them are already booked.
I think so.
However, you can try. You can see if things are open. But I booked a 4-hour. So it's from 6 to 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cute. And so do they include anything drink wise with that, or is it just you bring your
No,
own?
it's BYOB. It's bring your own snacks. And with RVA Brew Crew, like you you tell them where you want to get picked up. You tell them what time. You can like give them like, hey, I definitely want to hit this house or this house. And they make a tour. And they even ask if you want to stop somewhere, like a brewery or a bar. But I'm just like, there's going to be 12 of us. It's 4 up to 14, but there's going to be 12 of us. And I'm like, 12 people get out of a bus. Everybody orders a drink. Everybody gets a drink. It's going to take an hour. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I rather just see the lights and just pack snacks, but they'll stop and do a bathroom break. I've pretty much done every single kind of tour there is in Richmond.
Yeah, truly.
For Tacky Lights.
Okay. And do you have a recommendation for your favorite, or do you like them all the same?
So the cheapest probably is when you get in one of those Anderson buses and you just pay for a seat on one of those. I think that's like, when I did that, that was like $35. That's like not my favorite because it's like a lot of people you don't know. You can BYOB on those too. And I don't know, I just feel like it's harder to see the lights out of those.
Mhm.
I've done a private limo bus. That got wild. I wasn't with like my group of friends. I got like invited to it and it just kind of got crazy. Also, I couldn't see the lights very well. And then Tuk Tuk's probably my favorite.
I was gonna say we saw that on the way home from book club last night when I was dropping you off. It was cute. It seems adorable.
Yeah. And I think we're talking about Tacky Lights in another episode, but I mean, it is a free activity. You don't need any of these things to do. The RTD, I just put out a reel yesterday. The RTD literally lists every single home that has a certain number of lights or up. So considered tacky. A lot of folks are like, why do we call them tacky lights? It's just a Richmond thing.
Right.
It doesn't mean that they're ugly
Yeah.
or I love them.
Right.
I think it is so cute. The Tuk Tuk is my favorite just because A, it's intimate. You can only have up to like 8 people, and it's just around Richmond proper. So you're just seeing like the fan, the Oregon Hill Christmas house, you're going to go downtown and see the city all lit up. You're not going to go to like the big houses out in Glen Allen, but those are just fun to like hop in the car and just go, and like that's an evening little activity. A lot of them sell hot chocolate. A lot of them you donate and they're giving them they give their money to charity. It's a lot of them have really good causes behind why they're lit up. A lot of people are Scrooges and are like, oh my God, their electric bill. And I'm like, don't worry. They're not doing it because they can't. They're doing it because they can.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, you just got to get into the spirit of it. And I agree that it's like the tacky light, even with tacky sweaters. I've heard people in the past be like, why is it a tacky sweater? I love this sweater. It's like, no, I think that's just the label given to it. It's nostalgic. It's a very cute little way to enjoy the decorations. And I agree too, if you wanted to go like the more inexpensive route, we've done that before, bundled up, gotten like to go cocoa ourselves, and then just like listen to Christmas music and driven around to find the different like light setups all around the neighborhood. It's very fun any way you decide to do it.
Anyway, yeah.
So super cute. I hope that inspires people. But you're right. We'll talk more about that in an episode in the coming episode, so people get more info that way.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, ready to dive in?
Yeah, let's dive in.
Yeah. So I'm up first for Eat this week, and I say Susie's. I just visited a few weeks ago. It is the beloved Jewish Moroccan pop-up that has officially opened its very own deli and cafe, taking over the former space of the Hop Craft Pizza and Beer. So right off Cary, near Shindig's, Nate's, that kind of area. But in these chilly temps, if you're craving comfort food, Susie's brings that and more. They have elevated soups, salads, and sandwiches. When I went, I had the matzo ball soup and the Tony sandwich, which is Susie's brisket, Swiss cheese, caramelized onion, and homemade horseradish crema on a sub roll. It was so good. The ambiance there is really cute. She has like this funky green tiled floor, a lot of greenery. There's wine and beer. So you just like walk in like a deli, you order, you find a seat, you put a little number and they bring you your food. So it's more a laid back kind of spot. I really enjoyed it. They are open from 4 to 10, but they do have plans to open for a lunch, which I think will be really cool.
Yeah, so good for dinner right now, and then stay tuned for lunch options in the future. It did, when you went over there a couple weeks ago, from what I could tell and from what we talked about, seems like a very good place for comfort food this time of year.
Yeah, especially the soup and sandwiches. I mean, that's just like soup and sandwich. It's like my favorite thing.
Classic, especially for these colder temperatures we're getting. I feel like would always hit the spot.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend and they were really excited because they did some of her pop-ups and they were really big fans of the hummus, which I didn't see on the menu. But again, maybe it's just something that they're going to bring in. But again, I wasn't really like honing in on the menu. I was just looking, grabbing a few things. So I'll definitely,
the whole experience.
Yeah, I definitely need to go back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sometimes on those nights where I'm going for the first time, I'm trying to get content and I'm just trying to check out the menu, and sometimes it's hard to just take it all in.
Right, you don't know what to focus on and where.
Yeah,
it's completely understandable. You could use a couple of rounds over there. Maybe we should do like a business lunch or something, or business dinner in the coming months.
Done.
Okay, there we go. It does. It looks really cute though. And I know people, and by people, I mean me, we're very bummed to see that Hopcraft was on its way out. But what a wonderful, new addition, new place to be putting in its space. I think people were very psyched to hear that Susie's was going to be over there, even with the sad news of Hopcraft ending its stint in that location. So it's exciting all around. But I can understand where it's like you need to go for a couple of times to taste test a few things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks delicious. How about drink, Paige?
All right, this is a fun one. So it's the AdVin wine case from Barrel Thief. So as of this morning, there were only 3 left. So I am saying this. So if you want to do it, you got to hop to it like right now. But instead of your typical advent calendar, Barrel Thief curates a special wine case designed to start on December 13th and run through Christmas Eve. I ordered one last year, and it was just great to have delicious wines on hand throughout the holiday season. Last year, I got super sick, so I didn't actually follow it as an advent calendar. I just was like, here are 3 bottles that I can take over to this holiday party or take home for, the holidays. So it was just nice to have the wine on hand. But the case is numbered. And so it gives you the date and it numbers it. So it takes you on like a journey, like an advent calendar. And then it even features a few surprises and information on each wine. So you kind of know a little bit about it. Like tomorrow, I'm just going to give you a little peek inside. Tomorrow, it's a little bottle of cava with tonic to make like a spritz. I'm not sure what the liqueur is for, in an orange. So you can just make yourself a little holiday spritz.
Too
That's
cute.
so cute.
It's very cute.
Yeah, and then the last day is always usually something a little sweet paired with a sweet treat. So it's not just wine. There's also some little fun surprises in there. It's just so cute. And I like look at the whole thing. And this year I'm just like blown away with some of the choices. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And not all the bottles are full 750s. Some of them are half bottles just because they're a little bit maybe like higher quality.
Okay.
And again, so it's a bigger case. I paid $199 for it. So it is an investment, but I drink a lot of wine. So
yeah. And it sounds like you get a lot out of it too. So
you do. And I've done pretty much every single wine advent calendar there is. And it's just not quality. So I much rather have Booth curate a nice little wine case and it's fun and, you're sporting local. Yeah, I shared a really cute picture on Instagram of our cats on the box. I realized that I haven't been sharing much about the cats on the Richmond experience. So
we need updates on the cats.
I think people love it. I think I need to share more about the cats.
Tell us now, how are the cats doing, Paige?
They're just precious, but they're so naughty.
Oh,
I felt so bad. Kelsey and I always have a team meeting on Monday, and I felt so bad because I was not present during that meeting because they were just running around, and I could not get them to be sane.
Yeah, they're finding all the nooks and crannies in your place to get themselves into, and it's been an adventure for you, it sounds like, at the least.
And I solo parent on Mondays and Tuesdays while Holly's at the office, and it is so hard.
Yeah, they keep you busy.
They're just kittens.
But they're happy and healthy and growing perfectly. So it's all great. But speaking of Barrel Thief, I was also going to say we were including this calendar in our roundup of things to gift your wine lovers in your life.
Yes.
And they also have a very good like subscription club offering to like various like options for you.
Yeah, like I think you could do single bottles all the way up to more, but I'm a big fan of Barrel Thief. Booth is amazing, very knowledgeable. Also, they host a ton of tasting events that are free.
Okay.
So like this, it's going to be over, but tonight they have a champagne tasting that I'm going to try and go to right at 4:00 before I hop on a Tacky light tour. But next weekend there's like a sparkling wine tasting. So just look up their events. They're free. And really informative.
Yeah, and a great way to introduce you to different things that you can shop around for when you're done tasting.
Yeah.
Super cute. Okay, good to know. All right, I'm on for C and Do this week. So for C, I'm recommending you get out to the Richmond Boat Parade of Lights, which is another very adorable, iconic parade of sorts out on the river.
Yes.
Every year, members of Richmond's boating community decorate their boats with twinkling lights and seasonal decor before gathering on the James for this annual Richmond Boat Parade of Lights. This year's event is happening this Saturday, December 14th at 5 p.m. Going, I'm assuming, for a couple of hours. I don't know if they necessarily put the end time in there, but I'd say block off a couple of hours to enjoy. Yeah. Typically, families and friends set up chairs or blankets to watch the parade for free from spots like the wharf at Rockets Landing. Is it Ann Caro's Landing? I don't ever know if I've said that out loud.
Yeah, and it's across the river.
Okay, fantastic. Or Libby Hill Park, or you can pay at the door for a spot at Lily Pad Cafe and enjoy some eats and drinks there while you watch if you wanted a little bit more of a premium experience. But any option is perfect. You could go to Lily Pad and just take stuff to go if you wanted to go sit up at those other spots instead. But there are quite a few options for you to catch the boats and all. And it's a cute little complimentary nighttime version of a parade, I feel like.
Yeah. And I've done it the past 2 to 3 years, so I do have some tips.
Yeah, give us the tips, Paige, because this is one where it's been on my bucket list, but I haven't made it out for it yet.
Okay, so we all know Rockets Landing is literally awful to get through, and especially the traffic at this time. So, the coolest and best thing to do is get a reservation at Island Shrimp Co. or the Boathouse. I put the post up a few weeks ago, so I'm assuming they're probably like sold out. But you can for free also at the lily pad. There's the Osborne boat landing too. So if you can't get into the lily pad, they're selling some stuff that you can just like go and hang out over that way. But at Rockets Landing, I found it to be easiest to park like in Shockoe Bottom or get there really, really early and park at Great Shiplock Park. But you have to get there super early. So what we did last year is we got there at like 3, parked at Great Shiplock Park, walked to League and Thistle, had a glass of wine, then walked up the Capitol Trail up to where we could see it. And it's a lot of people, but it's great. The boats will like do a few loop-dees, so they're there for a while before they head back up the river.
Right. Okay.
So it's cool. I highly recommend it because it is very, very cute.
Oh.
Yeah, but don't go at 5 and expect to see anything.
No.
Because you'll be stuck in traffic.
Right. The disclaimer should definitely be it starts at 5, but your experience should start around 3. It sounds like getting there.
It's like I said, if you can get just parking and then walk the Capitol Trail, that's the move. That's what we did last year. And then we weren't stuck in traffic because then when it stops, everybody's trying to get out. And, you know, there's really only a few ways to just get in to that area. So, but it's very cool. It's definitely one of those Richmond things and it's free.
Right. Right. Free to watch, a nice little inexpensive way to enjoy the lights. And then for Dew, another iconic thing around this time of year that I'm recommending is Sports Backers CarMax Tacky Light Run. This tradition is a can't miss event for walkers, runners, Santa lovers, elves at heart. You can spend the night immersed in holiday cheer and discover dozens of homes with over-the-top tacky lights in the Walton Park neighborhood. Rally your family and friends because this is a night that'll have you feeling like you landed in the North Pole. This event I have done in years past, and it is another really great way to see the tacky lights, but, you know, get your steps in at the same time. It happens also Saturday, December 14th, starting at 6 p.m. It's another type of thing, though, where it starts at 6, but you'll probably want to make your plans to get there a little bit earlier so that you're settled in before it gets going. You can still register. Now registration costs $50, but FYI for next year, the earlier you get your ticket in, the less expensive it is. But you can register still as late as the day of, and registration includes a Santa tracker, bib, admission to the North Pole, ornament finisher medal, choice of a tacky themed beanie or short sleeve t-shirt, plenty of photo opportunities, and then some candy canes to enjoy as well, pre or post race. So it's definitely fun. People often dress up for their participation, and there's also a costume contest to join if you decide to do that. So all around, just a very fun way to enjoy the lights and then some this year.
Yeah, I've done that before. I did the inaugural one.
Oh, wow. How was that?
It was good. It was like definitely not what it is now.
Yeah, right. They've really blown it up.
I probably did it the first 4 years. That was when I was a runner.
Yeah, right.
That was when I was marathoning and stuff.
Getting in all the action. There was a time when my husband and I would both be trying a different like 5K or 10K or something like this season or this year. And that was on one of our lists at the time. And it's fun, but it's like interesting how it's like, wow, when it's dark and they like, it's lit up by the tacky lights, obviously, but it's a very different experience than like the Monument Avenue 10K, for example.
Yeah.
But it's still fun all the same.
Yeah, and when I did it back in the day, I would run, and then I would be like, wait, I'm like missing the lights. So then I'd like walk, and then near the end, I was just walking.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love doing it. It was super cute, super festive, and you have plenty of options. Just like the Monument Ave 10K, people are handing out like Jello shots. Oh, yeah. You can there's a ton of Santas that you can have photo ops with. It's fun. It's cute.
Yeah, it's a cute way to participate in the holiday season in a different way. And that is true. The spectators are definitely getting themselves involved in more ways than one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they have porch parties just like the Monument. It's very like comparable in the aspect of it being fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? I would also say too, this one, a lot of runners I know for any race they're participating in want to, you're doing your personal record and all, but this one is a very good way to like do some walking so that you can catch in all.
It's a fun run.
Yeah, right. It's a fun run. So
Yeah.
sure, try to get your time, in there and everything, but enjoy the lights too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, so that wraps us up. So thanks for listening, Richmond. And by the way, there's more where that came from. Joining the Richmond Experience as a member is the best way to stay in the know about what's going on in RVA.
Not to worry, we refuse to sell your info or bombard you with ads, but we do charge a small annual membership fee of $39 a year to fund our team so we can keep doing this awesome work. Plus, a portion of each annual membership purchase for the Richmond Experience goes to rotating nonprofits each month. That's like $1 per week to get an all-access pass to the best of RVA and lift up local orgs. It's a really, really good deal, friends. And listen, what are friends for anyway? Use code CHATTER to get $10 off your first year subscription.
Give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at The Richmond Experience, and on Instagram at The Chatter and RVA too. And if you enjoyed this episode, send it to your buds, rate, review, and subscribe.
And if you want to keep up with each of us, you can find me at Kelsey Heinz's Typing on Instagram.
And me, Sips and Trips with Paige on Instagram.
Chat with you next week, RVA.